Real estate in multiple states. Do you own property? Do you live in one state and have property in another state? Maybe Texas, maybe California on the beach, maybe Florida or New York. Real estate in multiple states. If you have property in multiple states, then you really do need to consider a revocable living trust so that you can put those properties in the trust and your family does not have to worry about doing a probate in each individual state. It doesn't matter whether you have property here in Oklahoma, you have property in Texas, California, Florida, or even New York, wherever it is. If you have real estate in multiple locations, then you really need to consider having a plan in place. If something were to happen to you right now, if there's some type of incapacity, or even if you pass away, who takes control of those properties? Who's gonna manage them? We actually do a lot of probates here in Oklahoma for families who have property in Oklahoma, but for some reason, many years ago, they moved to California or Florida. Those seem to be the two biggest states where we have to probate an asset for a person who actually died in an other state, but they had property here. They actually had property here in the state of Oklahoma, and because the property was not in trust and was not titled in the name of the trust, we have to probate their estate in Oklahoma to get it transferred to whoever their beneficiaries are. A lot of times they'll have a last will and testament in California, and the last will and testament says what to do with the property. But because California does not have jurisdiction over Oklahoma properties, then we have to do a probate here in Oklahoma. It's just an extra amount of time that the family has to spend. It's also extra money that the family has to spend. And probates are not cheap. A probate can easily cost between $3,800 and $78,000 if everything goes perfectly. And a lot of times when the person died out of state, then the family also lives out of state and they want to sell that property. If they're gonna sell the property, then that means they're going to have to go through the process to sell the property during the probate, and that's an extra cost. There are maybe 3 or 4 brothers and sisters, and they don't want to own a piece of property in Oklahoma together. They already live in separate lives in California or Florida, or maybe they moved away from California, and so they're spread out all over the country. They really don't want to share the burden of taking care of a property with multiple brothers and sisters. And that could be maintenance on the property. Who's going to mow the lawn? Who's going to clean the house? Who's going to rent it out? Who's going to pay for that roof that needs to get done every 10 years? The air conditioning system. All of those things have to be kept up when you own a piece of real estate. As you know, a lot of these families want to sell the property, and it just makes sense to sell the property during the probate. But if you're going to do that, it's also going to cost extra money because there are extra motions involved, extra court hearings that are involved in order to get that property sold. What's the solution? If you have property in another state, you know what I'm gonna say. Get a revocable living trust centered estate plan and put the title to each of those properties in each individual state into the name of your trust. How does that work? Let's say that we have a client here in the state of Oklahoma who we do a revocable living trust for them, and we put their house and maybe their rental properties that they have here in the state of Oklahoma into the name of their trust. But then they also have properties in California, or maybe they bought a vacation home down in Florida, or maybe even Texas. What we will do is we will work with law firms in those states. We will call somebody in California in that area where the property is located, and we'll tell them, hey, our client has a trust and we want to put that property that's in California into the name of their trust. Same thing if it's in Texas or Florida or wherever it is. We do this on a regular basis. We actually do the reverse for a lot of families who live in California. Again, it's one of those states that people there own property here in Oklahoma, and they do their estate plan in California. Usually an estate planning attorney from California will contact us and ask us to help transfer title from their client's name to their client's trust. We will transfer that property from the person's name to the name of their trust and make certain that it is done correctly. We do charge a few $100s for that. It's not free, but compare a few $100s to the thousands of dollars that it would cost to actually go through the probate process in Oklahoma and multiple other states. It's a smart way to get your property all in one place in your trust and make certain that if something happens to you, whether it's incapacitation or death, that those properties are in trust, that they are covered, and somebody can simply step into your shoes and administer and maintain those properties. You always hear me say that you are the CEO of your own life. It's important that if something were to happen to you right now, this moment, if you were to become incapacitated, is there somebody who can take over your assets and manage them for you on your behalf while you're incapacitated? Very important. Because you put all of your properties into trust, this is where a revocable trust comes into play and really shines. If you become incapacitated, you can take care of them. Maybe they're there are rents that are due. Someone has to deal with the guy who mows the lawn, who services the air conditioning. Who's gonna pay the utility bills? Who's gonna work with the management company? That's where if you are incapacitated, your successor trustee can simply step into your shoes, take over as CEO of your life while you're incapacitated. Then, once you get better, you can take the reins back and you're in charge again. You become the CEO of your life again. But it's nice to have a plan in place in case that were to happen. And then if you do pass away, your successor trustee again steps into your shoes, takes control of the properties, manages them, sells them, whatever needs to be done according to your wishes, according to what you have in your revocable trust. How do you actually make these transfers? Well, we usually do it simply with a quitclaim deed to transfer title from your name to the trust. Let's say Monica Gonzalez owns a piece of real estate. Monica owns a house here in our state. We look at that title and it says that it is titled in the name of Monica Gonzalez as a single person. We prepare a quitclaim deed transferring that property from Monica Gonzalez, a single person, to Monica Gonzalez, trustee of the Monica Gonzalez Revocable Living Trust. If Monica has properties in multiple states, we will contact law firms in each of those states and have them do the same thing. In some states, they don't do it by quitclaim, they might go with a title company, but we'll have a law firm in that state prepare the documents and make certain those properties are changed to Monica Gonzalez, trustee of Revocable Living Trust. Again, you don't have to own multiple properties in different states for this to work effectively. Even if you just have your main house, you still want to make sure that there is somebody that can step into your shoes if you're single and take over that property, maintain it for you. Same thing if you were married and you both become incapacitated. Who's going to take over the property and maintain it for you guys? Very important to have those documents in place to protect your real estate and your investments and you during your lifetime and in the event that you pass away. I know I've thrown a lot at you today, so that's why we've prepared our free guide on estate planning. I'll put a link to it in the description below and in the comment section below that so that you can download it and get started in the right direction. And to help you out even more, watch this video up here and this video up here. If you enjoyed this video, then guys, please smash that subscribe button and click on the like button. And also click on that little bell so you'll get notified every time we post a new video. Have a great day and an awesome week. And as always, thanks for watching.